Welcome back, everyone. I am Mad Furry MGTOW, and welcome to my first video in this brand new series. If you guys haven't already, I want you to go ahead and do me a favor. If you have a crazy dating story, you can submit it to me at shadmgtow@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to put your crazy dating story here in a video of your very own. So, with that said, I have to share this crazy dating story with you because whether you've sworn off women forever or you're just this guy that's like, yeah, I would still want to date because it's fun or whatever reason, hey, I'm not going to judge. But this might just help you guys in any way, shape, or form. Maybe you might have a friend who is in the same particular situation and you got to tell him, dude, drop that bitch like a rock. So with that said, I'm going to share with you guys a recent dating story of mine. It's just because, for me, dating's more of a social thing. It's more of, at this point, I'm kind of like, just go with it. What's the worst that can happen? You find in the Walt. You find somebody who's trying to be the female chameleon going, hey, look at me, I'm perfect. That's the worst I keep thinking of. And she says, oh, I'm perfect. Buy me a diamond ring. Then I go to jail because I smash her head into a shopping window. So this was about early December of last year. So in 2016. Now what happened was I did my usual method to try and meet women. I put an ad on Craigslist, just put a personal ad, and I was filtering out through replies. I what I take and do is that way I can filter out who's a bot, who's not, or who's just too fucking stupid to read an ad all the way through. I decided to put at the very end of the ad, please put your favorite movie title. This also is a nice indicator to me because then this can also help me see what kind of movies they're into. If it was some lame title like Twilight or Warm Bodies, or it was or some Disney crap from our childhood, then I'm going to automatically get some sort of signal that like this person might not be for me. So with that said, I went ahead and I was starting to filter out through. I had about 20 replies. 20. Only a handful, maybe a select few, were real. That pissed me off, folks. It really did. It pissed me the fuck off. Why did it piss me off? Because this is telling me that yeah, all these fakers and dumbasses that can't read a simple ad start to finish just goes to show, yeah, they want it now, and there's those that are trying to take advantage of us guys by going, hey, yeah, look at me, I'm a real girl, why don't you come over to my cam site? You ever had any of those? So I'm getting a little ahead of myself and off on a tangent here, so anyways. So we started talking, we started trying to get to know one another, and then finally I was like, okay, I'll try this one. What's the worst that can happen? It turns out she's a stupid skank like the rest. So we set up a date. She texts me her address. I go to pick her up, and okay, things are fine and dandy. So for me, an ideal first date. An ideal first date is take her out somewhere where you can just sit down, you get to spend as little as possible trying to know her, try to see where she is, try to evaluate her. And I think this is why I have a tough time with women. It's because they don't want to play out their hand. They want to keep things secret. They want to keep things inside. So that way they can spring a trap on you. It's like walking into a simple Hollywood movie trap. You know what I mean? Like when you're watching one of those films and then they use the cliche trap of sorts to like capture the hero of the film. That's kind of what it seems like in a roundabout sense. So, anyways, so I take her out to a bar. It's one of my favorite places in the world. I mean, I can spend hours in there. Well, I do spend hours in there. Whether it's shooting pool with some of the guys, or playing air hockey with my brother, or just sitting there by myself, listening to some nice music over the jukebox, and just having a damn good time. And then next thing you know, we get there, and she's like, "Oh, well, why are we here?" I'm like, "Shut up, let's go in, let's have a drink," you know? So I sit down with her, we're at the bar, I'm having myself a beer, and again, if I haven't already said this before in videos, this is something I don't understand with women. You have they have this thing where if you get a beer, they bitch and cry about it. They're like, "Ew, you drink beer?" Yeah, the fuck I do, bitch. What are you gonna do about it? But if you have a cocktail, all of a sudden it's like, "Ew, you like that? You're not a real man." Fuck you. There's more liquor in this than in your wine cooler or whatever bullshit you're drinking there. So fuck off, toots. So the real meat of this whole video is right here. You're gonna love this. So while I'm sitting here and I'm trying to talk to her, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this particular woman. Here's where the interesting part starts to unfold. Okay, I'm not a guy that complains about a lot, but when I do, there's a good reason to it. Now, I go ahead, I have a couple drinks. I only have about 2, 3 beers. Okay? And it's spaced out between a whole hour. A whole hour we were there. We were just talking and drinking. And so after that, I pay the tab, and because I'm like, I know this person, they're pretty cool. They'll cut me a discount. That's just how often I go to this place. And which I was right. So instead of $20 wasted there, I spent 15. I take her out for the next part of the date, which was, I figured, a nice little stroll through the lakeside. Oh, that'd be just wonderful, right? Yeah, not at this time of year. So, anyways, as we're driving, she starts to give me this lip about, "Oh, are you sure you're okay to drive?" Okay. I'm a big guy, so it's like, 3 beers, it's like, pfft, that's nothing. Pfft, what are you gonna do? Okay, is that it? Is that all you got? So it does take a lot to get me shit faced. So I'm just telling her, fuck off. It ain't gonna bug me. And so get over by the lake. Nothing seems to happen. She's still got this whole, I just know you. I just met you, so I don't want to take you do anything. So this is where things started to get a little bit interesting. So I'm like, all right, I can respect that. I could be Mr. Nice Guy, which I wouldn't find out that that's probably one of my weaknesses about the whole damn thing. So, anyways, so when it comes down to the last part of the date, we end up going through a convenience store. She gets this terrible bottle of wine. She really does. It's like the most terrible thing I have ever tasted in my fucking life. And so we end up going back to her house, or more like her parents' house, anyways. And we're sitting there, we're having, we're both trying to gulp this terrible wine, and she's like, "Hey, you play video games, right?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I do." And I'm thinking, okay, great, she's gonna break out the PlayStation 4, and we're gonna play something. Nope. She pulls out this reboot re-release of the Nintendo Entertainment System for whatever reason, and pulls out all these old NES cartridges and starts going, "Hey, yeah, let's play this, let's play that." And so while we're playing around on games, I'm getting my ass whooped, and all she can take and do is talk shit. Like, "Oh, I thought you played video games. Oh, why are you getting your ass kicked?" It's like, bitch, I'm trying to figure. I haven't played this ever. I'm figuring out the puzzle. Can you shut your fucking mouth? And that's where I'm kind of going, you know what? Jesus Christ. Can you be any more of a cunt? Oh, of course I didn't say that to her face. Would have loved to. Would have loved to have said that to her face. But here was the one thing that kept bugging me the whole entire time. The whole entire time. And I didn't realize it was a red flag till I was sitting back at home and I'm kind of going over the whole night in my head. Is this woman was 27 years old and she had never worked a day in her life. She was getting a disability check, even though she never told me. She just was so safeguarding this secret. The secret why she's collecting a disability check. Something tells me it's fraud. It's fraud. And the fact that this bitch wasn't even mildly attractive looking. I mean, she at least had to be nearly 200 pounds overweight. She had a face that, God, that could make you cringe in a heartbeat. And yet, I'm over here being Mr. Nice Guy, trying to entertain the idea that, hell yeah, there might be some good trait to all this. So guys, here's the lesson of the whole story. Never date a woman that says she's got something wrong with her, but won't tell you what exactly. This is just something I've learned from people. People that do legitimately have something wrong with them will tell you. They'll be able to tell you. They'll be like, "Oh, this is wrong with me, this and this and that." Like, "Oh, I have mild heart problems," or "Oh, I have this." But you don't want to find somebody that's too obsessive about it. But like, if they every time they turn around, they're like, "Oh my God, I'm having an anxiety attack," just because somebody's being, a little bit truthful about something or whatnot. Or they go, "Oh my God, you're triggering me because." Okay, that was just plain bullshit to begin with, but you guys know what I mean. Or there's another one at hand that I'm trying to think of. But you guys get the idea. If they can't tell you why they have a disability, chuck that one like a rock across the lake. Just try and get it the fuck away from you as quick as possible. I was a little bit stupid. I dug and dug just to try and find more dirt. So, lesson is just that. Be careful what you pick, because you might not like the end results. So, with that said, I am the Mad Furry MGTOW. And remember, stay faithful to yourself, because the pseudo-retarded bitches aren't going to do it for you. See you next time, folks.